Are you going to DM them? Okay, cool. Right, hello everybody and welcome. Another MLV match tonight. We've got POISE versus Touch Grass, another EU-NA matchup. I feel like I've covered quite a lot recently. I think we've seen quite a lot. It's been an interesting game to see. Last week we saw POISE I7. POISE putting some pretty good scores on the board against I7, who ended up coming out on top. As now we're into map 1, starting off on Miru, POISE on defense. I'm excited to see what happens here. Touch Grass going for the classic B slam on attack, it seems. That's the go-to for most teams. I think it's rare to see an A slam, to be honest, on a pistol round. And POISE already really into it. They're seemingly stacking 3 towards elbow. I think they've got a bit of a setup ready for this. B slam, Fenzzy pushing up long. Swings into one, shot down by Pam with a nice headshot. One pick for Touch Grass, and now it's up to Frazaa on elbow. Nade comes in from Ace here. Frazaa getting one of his own with a grenade. 3v4 retake now for POISE as Touch Grass swarm sight and they get elbow control. Infuse shutting down Ace here on the wide swing. They know one player is elbow. 6-all swinging out, getting infused. LMK shutting down Billiam. Just down to Prodigies now on the 1v3. Can't find a pick. A lovely attack there from Touch Grass. They seemed very well balanced and prepared for the flank as well from Prodigies. They already had a player in yard who was completely ready for that short flank. I'd say they committed into elbow quite nicely. They didn't overcommit into CT, but they held their positions very well. As now we're seeing another B slam. I think Touch Grass will just be sort of going for the if it's not broke, don't change anything. Now we see Fenzzy pushing up once again, now playing on sight box. Free fires coming out. Nade comes in from Ace here, another nade pick. Pan showing down Frazaa as well on elbow. That's both B-side players dead now on POISE. It's all down to Prodigies. Gets one, finds a second. Refrag by Pop-Tarts though. Nice pre-fire through the pixel. With Billiam swinging from short, a fast flank. He's caught 2. LMK completely missing Billiam there. Nade comes out now, 1v1. And the nade from Infused. That is a lot of grenade kills there. Infused has done very nicely with that nade. He was set up close to short to hold the position for Billiam as Billiam tries to defuse. LMK was caught a bit off guard there, I'd say. I don't know if you saw, but he wasn't split as Billiam flanked short. So maybe it was a bit of a LMK's fault to allow Billiam to get through short and get those 2 picks onto 90. Very well played though from Infused to finish out the round, now 1-1. Touch Grass now going for a bit more of a mid-heavy push, I would say. Still opting to go towards the B site with Scam. LMK with a pick onto Billiam. I think it's looking like a bunker push here. LMK makes his way into the corner. Frazaa there to shut it down though. Touch Grass, one lurker on the A site. As Infused peeks from alley, catches Ace here off guard. Pop-Tart's getting a pick of his own onto Capse. 6-all now giving away his location on stack as well with these pre-fires. POISE is set up quite nicely to defend this push. Fenzzy catching Pop-Tarts on B site. Nice swing there to catch Pop-Tarts off guard. Now Touch Grass, they don't have any sight control. They're sort of just drifting in mid. As Fenzzy's there, catches 6-all who peeks mid. Fenzzy now on literally a sliver of health. And Pan in the 1v3, caught by Prodigies. I think that 3v2 there, POISE, they just swung the right things at the right time, really. I think the fight between 6-all and Capse, that really decided the round. I think had Touch Grass gotten the pick, we could have seen them come out on top that round, but Fenzzy there just finishing out the 1v1. It's all about 1v1s at the end of the day. As now Touch Grass going for an A-slam, the first we've seen from them. Oh, as I say that, they all start crouch walking. This is a very slow push. I think they're just waiting for some over-aggression. Prodigy's holding hard. Now the util comes in from Touch Grass as they appear to slam onto site. Fused in this rat spot on main. Prodigy's getting 1 billion, getting a pick of his own in mid as well. 6-4 gets Prodigy's on the refrag, but Fuse pushed out onto stack, gets one, gets a second. 6-4 on the refrag, but it's too late. Now into a 1v3. And POISE have all the map control they could possibly need. 6-4 getting a flick up kill onto Billiam. Very well played. And he hears the audio from the player that's in highway. He knows where one player is. I think he's aware that someone else is in CT. But he's not got the health advantage here. And now he knows one CT. But he's caught off by Femzy in mid. Good bit of audio baiting there from Capsy. And then Femzy's there to finish off. 6-4, a good attempt at 1v3, but he managed to get himself caught in that position in top mid. Just squeezed between the two POISE players. Touch Grass now coming in for a B-slam. Going back to the original strategy that was working for them at first. Femzy makes his way onto site, gets caught off by a nade though from Pan. Pan now barreling his way into elbow. Swing CT, catches one. Doesn't over-aggress too much. Billiam shut down by 6-4, infused on the refrag. Acer on the refrag for him, and POISE Prodigy is now last man alive. He's made his way through mid and caught off the mid hold from LMK. But it's a 1v3 now with Plant down, and he really has to fight for any position here. The positioning here from Touch Grass is just great. They're literally everywhere, and Pop-Tart swings, catches Prodigies. Prodigies just had too many angles to worry about there.
Get ready.
Another B hit for Touch Grass. They really do like going B here. I think we've seen 1A, it didn't work out for them, so they're just sticking to B. Pan making his way into short, clearing out the side positions. Capsy with a pick onto 6-4. Pan making his way into elbow now. Billiam getting LMK in mid. There's now no mid hold for Touch Grass. Pan gets Acer shutting down the short flank as well. Okay, now Touch Grass don't have to worry about mid as much. Femzy getting Pop-Tarts to Planter, but Plan on the refrag. And Prodigy's getting one from mid. And Infuse getting the player on site. Sorry, too much happened there. I'm honestly stuttering because of how much I had to talk about. Very well played there from POISE. Billiam managing to break his way through into mid by catching LMK, who was holding mid. Then Acer having to turn around and worry about Billiam caused Femzy to allow to get a pick onto the Planter. Just a flurry of trades happening there from either team. There's now another B-slam for Touch Grass. We do see Femzy pushed up this time. Catches Acer, Pan on the refrag. Capsy getting one of his own on long. 6. Billiam was in short. LMK now is holding mid, it seems. I don't know how Billiam managed to make his way into short. That's impressive. It's now Touch Grass having to relocate themselves to get Scanner. Capsy losing the 1 to LMK. It's now just down to Infuse in a 1v2. I think he's completely unexpected in this position here, as now Touch Grass are going to be taking Scanner through spawn. Infuse knows where 1 is. Catches LMK, and 6-4 on the attempted refrag, misses a couple shots, now having to run through CT. Through T-spawn, sorry. Now this will be interesting. 1v1, 6-4 has scan. I think they both know where the other is. Now Infuse giving away his location in bunker. Nade comes out, but that's not going to hit. It's now 6-4 forced to be on 45. He can't play cube here. Free fire comes out. the attempted knife from Infused Power with 6 ores there to punish it. A little bit of a risky play there going for the knife. But Infused doing well for himself at the moment, 8 and 4. Maybe that confidence is just getting to him. It's Poise still 4-3 up, but Touch Grass is still there. I'd say they're keeping themselves nice and close to Poise. Poise can't be relaxed just yet. Poise Prodigy is making his way into alleyway. This is the first aggressive defensive play we've seen from Poise. As Billiam also trying to force his way through mid. He's holding LMK here in split. Prodigy's catching Ace here on pillar. LMK still in mid though. Billiam getting the swing timing on that, catching off LMK though. And Infuse shutting down the late highway play from Touch Grass. It's just down to Pan and Pop-Tart, who are both stuck in yard. Prodigy's there to pick off Pan as well. Pop-Tart's on the refrag though. 1v3 for Pop-Tart's definitely not a health advantage, as Infused is there to close it out for Poise. Very nice defense there from Poise. They switched things up a little bit in that play. They played aggressive. They had Prodigies pushing to alley, and Infused was ready on the A site as well to hold the flank for Prodigies. Billiam making his way through mid. You can tell Poise have definitely coordinated that play. There's no way that was by chance. They've done that very well. Now we are seeing an A slam from Poise on pistol. Very interesting to see. They're coming in slowly here. LMK has made his way all the way into yard. He's been through mid. They know for a fact it's an A push. Good swing from Pop-Tarts, catching one. Prodigy's on the refrag. Touch Grass have made their way onto the site already. Acer getting 2. Prodigy's on the refrag. As now, it's just down to LMK in the 1v1 against Prodigies. He knows where LMK is coming from. He's heard that knife come down. I don't think LMK is expecting Prodigies to be crouch walk up there. And LMK putting his knife out! Just as Prodigy swings, the timing on that for LMK. Oh no. What a way to finish round for Prodigies. LMK just getting caught off guard as he takes his knife out. I'm surprised, honestly, the Poise have won that round. I mean, if you saw on the minimap, LMK literally made his way through split, also through yard, completely cleared out B, so Touch Grass knew within 30 seconds, oh, it's an A push. That allowed them to get all their players onto site, so I don't know how Poise have managed to win it. Pan getting a pick from on top of elbow. Pop-Tart's getting a pick of his own in mid as he pushes in. LMK pushed mid as well. Headshot whilst jumping. How has that happened? Prodigy's on the refract and Infused with the 2k with the nade. Completely flipping the round around. Now at 2v2. Touch Grass got all the opening picks there. They aggressed into mid, but that nade from Infused getting 2 down in mid completely ruined the map control that Touch Grass had. As now we see Poise have scan. They have the man advantage next to each other. Pop-Tart's getting 1. Refagged by Infused. Now 1v1 nade comes in. Doesn't catch Infused though. AC has made his way to A site already. Infused seems to be heading into spawn. I think he's going to wrap around back to B here. I think AC might read this. As Infused now sits on spawn peak with 50 seconds left. That's something I've never seen before, I'll be honest. Acer on 45. He's having to question where Infused actually is. I think slightly confused. He's gambled that it was an A. But as now Infused makes his way onto the B site, I think Acer is going to become a bit wise to it now that Infused is planting. So there we go now, Acer rotating to CT. Infused choosing to play pushed up onto elbow. I think Acer will hear him here, so Infused, all he has to do is just swing. And that's well played from Infused there. What a 1v2. Poise now 7-3 up. They've really pulled away with it on the attack. 2 rounds in a row so far for them. They had a solid defense. I wouldn't say 5-3 is an exceptional defense though. But the fact that they're now 7-3, they've really pulled away with these 2 attack rounds. Infused power 15-5. Whopping 3 KD for him. Poise Prodigy's not far behind, 13 and 6. They're both doing very well for themselves at the moment. Billiam there shut down the over-aggression from LMK in the mid. As Freaksy catches Pop-Tarts on the over-aggression again. As now we see two touch grass players on site. But Poise are making their way into bunker. This is a perfect rotation from Poise here. Pan captures Capsy, but he's put to low health. As now Poise have all the map control they could possibly want. Pan catching one. Billiam getting ace here. Infused refragging, catching Pan. Now it's just down to 6-all and a 1v3. Poise have got such a good amount of map control here, and it's just going to be so difficult for 6-all to retake this. And Infuse is there to shut it down. 8-3 now for Poise. What a lead they built up for themselves. For anyone watching, I will be checking the chat, so if you have any pronunciations that I'm doing wrong for players, I'd love to know. I'm a bit confused on the 6-all pronunciation. I think I'm catching it right. Now we see Poise in. They're on match point. They've decided to go into a default here, which is very interesting. 6-all pushed up all the way into Tuck on B site. We've only seen Slam so far from Poise, so it's very interesting that just as they're about to win, they decide to default. They're just sort of showing off their patience, if anything. Good shot there from Billiam. Capsy getting Pan as well. It's now a 5v3. Oh, I don't think they're clearing 6-all here. 6-all catches one, catches a second. Billiam on the refrag. That was nearly it for Poise. Now a 3v2. Billiam saved the round for Poise there. Now Poise, all the map control in the world on B. I don't think they'll expect Billiam to be pushed up here. Billiam, what are we doing there, Billiam? Gun down in the middle of the open. 2v2. Femzy coming in though from CT, catches both, and that's 9-3 to Poise. Femzy making up for that blunder of a play from Billiam. He's done very nicely for himself there on the flank. That default there from Poise was a very good call, I'd say. They gave themselves the map control that they wanted. They got the picks that they needed. And then they just abused the fact that they had a higher number advantage. 6-all nearly saved touch grass there. It was a potential 3k, only 2 though in B. I think had he gotten any more, we would have seen probably touch grass coming out on top for that round. So very nicely played though from Billiam to shut down that 3k. As now we launch straight into map 2, not waiting at all, and we're on cliffside.
Use it.
No roster changes from either team, very interesting. I think we'll see. Hopefully touch grass, I think, are a bit more confident on this map. I know for a fact that their Sooner is very strong, which will be map 3. I'm excited to see that, but for now we've got cliffside. Poise starting out on the attack. And we're going straight for a B-slam, the classic. Pop-Tarts, LMK getting picks. Femzy on a refrag. Pan gets a headshot onto short. What a shot there. Now 4v2. Poise, their push shut down just like that. Nobody even making it out of long or short. They just completely lost all momentum there after the initial picks came in. Pan getting infused as well. What a shot with the Glock. All down to Capsy now in short. He does have scanner. Mid flank is coming in. And the mid flank is what shuts him down. 1-0 to touch grass. A very nice pistol round there. I think they confidently won that. They didn't even let Poise get on site. That's how strong their B hold was. Maybe we'll see a similar theme of their B being very strong, but could have just been the pistol round. Who knows? Looks like Poise are going for a 4-1 fake here. Bit interesting, I'd say. Got Pan pushed up all the way in short, swinging along now. Gun down, runs away though. He's got an info. Billiam getting LMK through the smoke on mid. B player still alive though. Billiam has made his way into mid very nicely. Got on 2 already in mid. Now only 1 player left on A side. Femzy getting a pick onto Pan on B. Touchgrass have just been torn apart all around. Aesir finally able to shut down Billiam in mid. But still a 2v4, and Capsy and Femzy getting picks of their own. Very nicely played there from Poise. That was just a rifle diff at the end of the day. I think they've just all won their ones essentially. Billiam made his way into mid, got an initial pick onto LMK, and then rushed in. Got a pick onto an A player as well. That's a lovely 2k entry from Billiam. Capsy getting 2 of his own towards the B site. As now, once again, Poise are going for this 4-1 fake. Billiam not finding LMK this time. LMK finding Billiam. Pam with a nade of his own as well. And Sixor getting prodigies. It's the complete opposite way around now. Poise have just lost all their gunfights. They've been completely halted in whatever they were trying to do. MZ catches Sixor, but it's just him left alive now as Pop-Tarts pushes out of sight. And oh, Poise have dropped a player. That's not very good for them. Caps are not making it into this next round, I don't think. Pan making his way up and short again. This over-aggression we've seen many times before. Touchgrass ready for it. Femzy on the refrag for Billiam. Pan still getting a pick though. As it's a shame to say, but Poise aren't looking good this round in the 4v5. Femzy looking for Femzy catching LMK in mid. It's all looking good for Poise now. 3v3. They managed to even the numbers without losing that much HP. But I think the IGL call might have just been a bit wrong here. It looks like they're committing into A site. And Touchgrass are fully ready for this. Femzy catches Aesir off guard on back site. Aesir now... Femzy throwing 2 flashes. Sixor getting 2. They completely neglected mid there. It's just down to Infused power now in the 1v3. Infused last alive. Yeah. Catches Aesir. 1v2 now. We've seen him clutch these before. Can he do it again? I think he might just be opting to stall for time here. He's got 45 seconds left into the round. If I were him, I'd use it to allow his teammates to get back into the lobby. Infused is very experienced in these scenarios. Sixor with the jiggle peak now running away. They're going to play very passive here. Now he knows Sixor's to his left. He's not going to accept Pop-Tarts on his right. Catches Pop-Tarts, shutting him down. No 1v3 for you, Infused. Very nicely played there from Touchgrass. They're now 3-1 up. I think this is one of the first times we've seen Touchgrass in the lead through the series. Hopefully Poise can manage to regain a 5th player. I think without it, it is looking pretty hopeless for them. I don't know what sort of issues they're sort of making their way through at the moment. But we'll have a look at Billiam now as he comes into mid. This fight with LMK, he's taken it many times before. LMK's there with the AK, headshot, 1 tap to catch Billiam out. Now a 3v5 for Poise. I think Poise just, here they could afford to play a lot slower than they are. Femzy catching LMK in mid though. LMK really pushed up as far as he could. That over-aggression got him punished. Sixor on A, ready. Catches the nade onto Prodigies. Shuts down Femzy as well. And now it's just down to Infused. Once again. Let's see what he can do now. 1v4. Again, if I was Infused, you know, I would take my time with this. Try and get Capsy back in the lobby. Also, my apologies if I confuse Capsy and Femzy. They literally have identical names. You can't convince me otherwise. Infused making his way into mid. Pan will see him. Infused catches Pan. I think Pan just suffering from the inaccuracy of being up and down on those ledges. You do lose accuracy when falling in the game. Infused now onto left side mid. 1v3 once again. Catches the first pick, but now he's on literally a sliver of health. One body shot, it's all you need. Still no Capsy back into the lobby. Very unlucky for POISE. We saw POISE in map 1. They played so strong. It was great. 9-3 is a great score to have on Miru, I would say. It felt closer than 9-3, but POISE still coming out on top. They've clearly worked hard for this. But now the 4v5, it's not making them look good. There's now 6-0 catches infused. That's a lovely 3k.
Round starting. Get ready.
Touch grass now 4-1 up. I think we're getting to the point in the map, guys, where we're considering, is the lobby bugged? I think everyone that plays Veil knows at this point that a lobby can just stop working and you can't rejoin. I think we may be expecting that to happen to POISE. And pushed up onto B once again. POISE are going to go for a full B push here. POISE very much slowing down now. Billiam getting a nice pick onto Pop-Tarts though on the entry. That's one B player down. And still alive though. Nade comes in, doesn't catch him. 6-0 getting a pick of his own in mid. 6-0 catching a second as well. Billiam finally punishing that labs push. Apologies getting ace here as Billiam's clashing with Pan on B site. And Prodigies is going for plant. He's got bombed down. Billiam's going to have to scramble over to the A site to help support him on this post plant. Two brothers in the 2v2 against the touch grass players. I'm interested to see what they can do here. Maybe that little neural link between blood brothers will help them. Pan caught as he's making his way to site. They don't know where LMK is. Now both of them are sat on site. As Billiam has to... What happened to Billiam there? LMK managed to get the defuse off. I think Billiam swung and didn't have his gun reloaded. Or maybe even grabbed his mag by accident. A complete blunder there for Billiam. I think that's the second time we've seen them just mess up with the AK a little bit. Sadly, the AK doesn't have the perks of the MK where the reloading is a lot easier. It's a bit unlucky there for POISE as now they're 5-1 down. It's not looking good for them. They're just not able to regain their fifth player. I'm completely convinced that the lobby is broken, so we'll probably be having to expect something similar. Pan pushing out a short once again. Prodigy's there this time to punish the over-aggression. Pan just getting a bit too cocky with the numbers advantage. As now it's been changed back to shuttle. I think we're looking at a sort of mid-map reset. We'll let the teams... 5-1. It was 5-1 just there as they ended. Yeah. Just to clarify for everyone watching, we've now got an update on the situation. The lobby was in fact bugged. So now Touchgrass and POISE will be restarting in a new lobby. Touchgrass will be starting with this initial 5-1 lead that they had. But I think we'll be seeing POISE now at least with 5 players in the lobby. So that's a good sign for them. Whilst we're waiting, I'd just like to give a massive shout out to Skull VR for sponsoring everything. Great gun stocks. I've used one myself and I personally do recommend them. Especially good for a pistol round if you want some steady aim to get those consistent headshots. So yeah, I recommend Skull VR to anyone watching. Thank you for the sponsor. As hopefully now we can get back into a lobby and I can get back to casting this game, which I'm excited to see. Touchgrass now on the lead in this map 2. POISE pulled away in map 1 though very nicely. Remembering everyone that this league is done on round difference, so it really does matter, if POISE won map 9-3, and then Touch Grass win 9-2. That round difference really matters going into map 3 because it's all about rounds to win it. Hopefully getting into the lobby soon. Thank you to everybody that's taking their time to watch this. Hope everyone's enjoying the cast so far. I'm hoping that it remains nice and close in a competitive game as we've seen. Yep, new lobby has been made. We'll be getting into that soon. For anyone watching that's missed anything, Touch Grass on Cliffside will be starting 5-1 up. They'll be finishing off their 2 final defensive rounds before going into attack. So we will have to remember whilst watching, the score is different. And it's going to be a bit weird having to accustom to this lead. I think we'll see a couple of rounds of just people killing themselves to get the round over and done with. Just starting in a minute, everyone. Just waiting on the code. Hopefully no more than 6 or 7 minutes. Just a shout out to everyone in the chat. Thank you for watching. I'm seeing a couple of familiar faces. Reality on VR. Fantastic content creator for AX Lab, the sort of creators of Veil. Seeing Just Oz as well. I think that's a ex-POISE player. I haven't seen him in like a year. That's a proper OG right there. Feral's another ex-POISE player as well. God, the whole POISE gang have come to really support. Hopefully POISE are feeling the support and they're rearing to go and catch up to Touch Grass, who are in the lead.
Use this time to warm up. Match starting.
Still just waiting on code. Hopefully getting that. I'm hoping they haven't started.
Get ready.
Okay, new info in is Touch Grass and POISE all ready to go. They're just getting scores back to how they should be, so we can then continue from where they were. 5v5. We're going to see 2 rounds of attack from POISE where they have a full roster to do so. I think their 5th player cut out 2 rounds in or something, so we haven't really seen much of POISE's Cliffside attack where they've got all 5 people. I think anyone that's IGL'd a team as well can agree with me that, you know, IGLing a 4-man attack against 5 players is, well, not hopeless, but it's a lot harder to do. You just have to give up a lot more map control and pray that someone makes a hero play. Right, here we go. As now I have made my way into the lobby. Yep, as I predicted, Touch Grass and POISE just getting the scores right. A wave of suicides going on. To anyone in the chat, I'd love to see a bit of predictions coming out on this map and map 3. Sooner map 3, I think POISE are starting on Rayab, so feel free to put a prediction in the chat. I know both teams, from experience, love Suna as a map. It being a recreation of Dust 2, it's a CSGO player or CS2 player's dream. Almost there with the rounds. I think they're just about to get it right. Yep, now touch grass 5-1 up as we can go actually cast the match now. Right, Poise back with 5 people, looking strong. Touch grass have that lead. Poise are playing catch up now as they're going off into an A split here. 2 toward, actually yeah, A split, 1 lurking towards B. 6 or aggressive into main. He's getting the info that he wants. There's now Prodigy's coming out on site. LMK getting a pick. Pan shutting down the lurker as well. Acer getting 2 on back site. Capsy there for the refrag, but a 1v3 now. I think Poise just failed to clear out the site players, to be honest there. They were more worried about mid. Capsy in a 1v3. This can be very tough for him. He finds his first pick. The double swung by Touch Grass. They're there to shut it down. Nice bit of coordination there from Touch Grass. I think you can see all of them sat in top mid, waiting for the smoke to fade. Then they're like, right, let's retake the site now. All together, not rushing them one by one. That's what you like to see. As now Touch Grass are 6-1 up.
Get ready.
Poise now going for a B slam. Lurker is going towards A site. Might be a fake, I think. No, Poise going aggressively onto B. I think Poise Prodigy's catching 6-or on the over aggression. That's a great lurk coming in from Prod. Poise sort of just halting outside of B. I think they're just waiting for that mid flank to come in from LMK, who we know loves to flank mid. But Prodigy's now making his way into top mid. Pop-Tart's catching a pick onto short. LMK with a lovely pre-fire onto Prodigy's. Wow. Now Poise with a lack of mid control. LMK's there battling. Catches another onto Capsy. Billiam looking for the refrag, but LMK is not going to give it to him. As now it's just down to Infused and Billiam. Pan shutting down Infused. Billiam last alive, 1v4. Final attacking round, nothing to lose. I just don't think he expects Acer here on backside. It's just far too late into the round. Acer swings and catches and Billiam, yeah, just not ready for that anchor to still be there.
We're switching sides.
Poise just, yeah, they lost their momentum there on what I think was meant to be a B push. Prodigy's with a nice lurk. He did catch off 6-or who was over-aggressing into labs. But that pick just wasn't enough. LMK just tearing a hole through Poison mid. As now we see Touch Grass going for an A-slam of their own. Two main, 3 long. Pan catching 1, Prodigy's getting a pick onto Pan, but then LMK on the refrag. LMK with a great shot onto Billiam. Now a 2v3. Capsy caught off guard just as he's rotating. Off Capsy with a great shot onto LMK. Wow. And Infused coming in all the way from spawn. He's on that long flank. Capsy is waiting for him to do it. Capsy getting 1 refrag by Pop-Tarts. Infused on that refrag now. Now 1v1. As Infused shuts down Acer. That's a great clutch there from Infused. A battle of the body shots with those pistols. It's really who can click faster at that range. And it's well played that Infused has a faster trigger finger.
Round starting.
Seeing a lot of people in chat. Hello to Iona. One of my day ones. What a guy. He's terrible at Veil, but he's a really nice guy. Love to see him in chat watching this, as now we see Touchgrass going into a bit of a just straight A split here actually. Only one labs this time. They're going very slowly outside of long. I'm confused as to what they're doing here. LMK fighting Billiam in mid, gets that pick. I think we'll see LMK now just storm his way into mid, as he does. Prodigy's with a pick of his own on Pan. Still alive on site 6 or with a nice nade onto Femzy. Capsy getting LMK, finally shutting down that mid push. Prodigy swings out main, catches 6 off guard. Catches Pop-Tarts as well, that's a nice 2k. Acer though, finally on the refrag, but a 1v2 and he's stuck in CT. This is not ideal for him, I must say. Boys are just completely ready for it. They know he's either red or he's heaven. I think those are the callouts, don't judge me. I don't play this map. Infused on top of Belt, drops off of it at the perfect timing. That was very lucky for him, fair enough. As Acer now smoked off in red, there's not much he can do. So now makes his way through the smoke. The audio will be given out. Infused there, ready for it. That coughing audio from Acer just gave it away. Very nicely done there for POISE. 3-7. We saw this on map 1, though the scores were flipped in the way of POISE. Now POISE are the ones with the disadvantage. But as I was saying earlier, MLV, it's not like VRML, it's about round difference here. So POISE, all they have to really do is capture maybe one more round or two, and that puts them into the advantage for map 3. A split from Touchgrass. POISE Prodigy's pushed up close to long and short. Not a very good position for him. I think they're aware he's here as well. Femzy catching LMK. Pan not ready for Prodigy's. Whips his gun out and still gets him though. Very nicely played. Femzy catching 6 all. That's 2 for him. Touchgrass now have made their way onto site, but POISE with the number advantage and the retake advantage. Good flash there. Femzy now in hell. Pan there to shut down the over-aggression. Femzy just trying to retake a bit too quickly. Billiam catching Ace here. Pop-Tarts on the refrag though. Pan spotted on ramp. Good nade there from Refuse. Now, that's all of them actually. I've completely changed my mind. Good retake there from POISE. I would say closer than it should have been. Femzy rushed in a little bit too early and got caught. I think the other 3 POISE players who were all on top mid, they were doing what was right, which is waiting for the plant to come down and then retaking. And I think Femzy just gave up his life by going in too early. A fake coming out here from Touchgrass. Billiam shutting down LMK, who's pushing onto side. Billiam also shutting down Pop-Tarts. Just down to 6 all now. Cut off by Capsy. Now the fake falls apart. Pan just watching. Very interesting there. Prodigy's caught off as he was rotating towards B. It's now 2v4 though. POISE have all the numbers advantage they could possibly need. Pan is going to fight for some map control here, making his way into CT. Infused though, ready for it. Swings. How aware is he? Good timing there, as now it's just down to AC on backside. Catches one with a nice headshot there, but yep, refragged by Femzy. I don't know if the stream was watching AC's POV there, but that was an interesting. He looked at the first person and then instantly flicked to the other person. But, very interesting. Only got one. That's a bit of an accidental spray transfer, I suppose. But POISE slowly clawing their way back in the round. They're making good ground. As now the lead isn't looking that big. I think POISE have just done very nicely for themselves to come back. Heavy mid here from Touchgrass. Billiam catching one already though. Ace here already on the way onto Catwalk. Capsy with a nice nade onto 6-or on B site. Pan catching one in mid. Billiam wide swinging, caught off guard by Ace's position. It's a 2v3. Touchgrass have the positional advantage, but they do not have the numbers advantage. Now POISE do have a lot of map control here. They are split up. Infuse pushing through long, catches Ace here. That's not Scan though. Scan is on A site. That's Pan. Still full HP in a 1v3, but everyone else on POISE is full HP. As Pan now tagged to a sliver of health, as I said. And Infused, Femzy to catch Pan. POISE have just done a magnificent job here of coming back. They dropped 2 rounds since this sort of 5th player came back in, and since then they've just steamed their way through 5 rounds to catch up to Touch Grass. As now the score is 6-7, which is very good for POISE. I'm just going to apologize. I just cringed at myself for that. As now B push coming in from Touch Grass. Let's see how the POISE players can deal with this slam. I think this is the first proper slam we've seen. LMK catching Billiam in mid. As 3 Touch Grass players on 4 Touch Grass players on site. 1 grenade and it would be over for them. LMK getting a 2nd kill in mid. Acer getting 1 as well onto 3-way. Capsy getting caught as well. And now it's just Femzy and CT. And 6-all there to close it out. Touch Grass now on match point. I don't know if anyone watched that there, but if you looked at the mini-map, 4 Touch Grass players were on site. 1 grenade I say, and that's 4 people dead, literally. Maybe not the best planning from them to have everyone commit onto site. I think they could do with spreading out a little bit more. But we'll see. LMK ripping apart POISE in mid, doing very well. There's now Touch Grass in for another B slam. Billiam with a nice nade onto LMK, that's shutting him down for this round. 5v4 now as Touch Grass making their way onto site. Billiam with a great 2k as well, that's 3 in the round for Billiam. Finally shut down though, but not after he's done all the damage he needs to do. Capsy with a great shot onto Ace here on long, and now it's just left to Tactical Pan. 1v4, he's in long, he's got Scan, but POISE are just closing in on him as the double swing comes in. Femzy's there to close it out. POISE are keeping this neck and neck now. And with how the round advantage works, POISE are really in a good position for map 3. They're forcing Touch Grass to have to slam them on map 3, otherwise POISE are winning it. But a 1-point difference between the 2 teams here. Touch Grass are on match point, but POISE are just behind them, breathing down their neck. There is no room to breathe for Touch Grass, but there's none either for POISE. Straight onto B side now, LMK already on gunbox, shut down by Infuse though. Infuse getting a nade onto 6-or as well. Pan finally on the refrag. Shut down by Billiam though, that's scanned down in the open as well. 3v2, Billiam gets the audio 1 short, he knows 1 site as well. Billiam catches Ace here, and now it's just Pop-Tarts. Pop-Tarts catches the first, but refragged by Femzy. 8-8 now. Match point.
Match point.
What a map this has been. We've just seen a great comeback from POISE. Touch Grass, they were strong and consistent whilst in that 5v4. But now the POISE have regained their 5th player. They've really brought this back from a 5-1 lead for Touch Grass to 8-8. They've really done well for themselves here. In fact, a 7-1 lead Touch Grass had. As now they're going for a bit of a mid split here. LMK catching Billiam in mid. As Scanner's making its way to A through mid. Pan catching Prodigies in mid as well. Now this is what I call over-aggression here. This has almost won them the round here. LMK catching Infused as well. It's now a 2v4. Femzy getting 1.
Scan started.
2v3. Good nade comes out, catches Femzy. What a dime that was, as now it's just down to Capsy. 1v3. He gets the first. As I like to say, he is literally on a sliver of health. What can you do here from Capsy? Acer loves this backside position. We know he does. Capsy has the info from where Pan is, but Pan swings and catches the 1 HP player. 9-8 Touch Grass. They do take map 2 for themselves. We're now looking at a, let me do the maths, 17 to 12 difference in rounds. So that means that Touch Grass will have to win map 3 9 to... Touch Grass need to do 9-5 or better. All POISE need for the next map is 6 rounds. I may have just completely botched the maths, but yeah, who cares? 6 rounds, all POISE needs. I'm just sort of basking in the glory of that map. What a game that was. I will be rewatching this later. That was very fun to watch. Touchgrass finishing off the map 9-8. Poised though with a monumental comeback from 7-1 down to 8-8. I mean, you can't ask for a better comeback than that, really. Very well played for them. But yeah, Touchgrass, LMK with the entry, I think really won them that round. Going over and having a look at the scoreboard, I think I'm going to say LMK top fragged by quite a bit. 10 and actually not very even on the side of Touchgrass. I thought it'd be a lot more one-sided, but it was a. Oh wait, no, I'm completely forgetting the fact that they had to reset and a bunch of people killed themselves. I've got no way to give you accurate, kills and deaths, but LMK did very well for himself that map, I assume. Billiam did very well on the side of Poise. Clearly the 2-star players, I think they fought in mid almost every round, and they was trading a couple kills on the side of LMK, a couple kills on the side of Billiam. A lot of times that initial fight is actually what decided the round and who would win it, since mid control is very crucial on Cliffside. But LMK clearly coming out on top just that bit more, getting Touchgrass the win that they needed. But now into map 3, Poise don't even have to aim for the win here. I'm sure they'll want to, but they're only really just going for a round difference. Touchgrass are getting a couple substitutes in, maybe a bit of battery charging. I don't know. I don't think maybe Touchgrass weren't expecting to have such a close game as the game they're having now. It's been a very good show put on by both teams. I'm very glad I hopped on to catch this. I think Poise are displaying, EU are more capable than one would think. I'm not one to be biased, of course I am European myself, but I think a lot of American players or NA players can downplay the strength of EU in certain points. I think, we're not as bad as you think, guys. Lay off. But I think, Poise doing well for themselves. They are in the lead in terms of rounds, 1-1 in maps. But now we're just waiting to go into map 3, which will be sooner. Poise starting on defense. That is the advantage for Poise. I think in this position, they are so strong. Starting on defense on Suna is always like a, Suna defense, probably one of the easiest defenses in the game after Kidi. So hopefully we can see, maybe if Poise end up 5-3 or something equivalent to that, all they really need is a couple attacking rounds. They only need 6 rounds to win. Seeing a better calculation in chat than my own. Touchgrass has the 9-3 Poise to win. No, I think your math sucks, Iona. I think it's somewhat similar. I think it's 4 or 5 rounds. But of course, knowing Poise, they're not settling for that. They're settling for the win. I think that's what we'll see. As now, Touchgrass getting some new players in. We got Brocknan. And actually that's the only player that they brought in. Sorry for the hype. But yeah, hopefully this new roster adjustment can bring Touchgrass some success on Suna. Now we go straight into this. Very sad to see there's not been any nighttime. I do love watching nighttime matches. I think the map just looks a lot better. As now into the first pistol round, ladies and gentlemen, I am hyped for this map. What a decider this is going to be. As Touchgrass starting off with a B-slam, I'm going to assume. I don't think anyone ever defaults on pistol round or goes slowly. So we're seeing what I think will be 2 players going cat and 3 going long. POISE are double stacking long here. Femzy goes for the swing. What a flash! LMK on the refrag though. Infused refragging Femzy. That's a positive trade there for POISE. Molotov comes in on Cat. Infused swinging into his own Molotov, catches 1, and now it's just down to Pop-Tarts in a 1v3. Infused and Femzy have done a miracle of a job there on B. They've shut down the push entirely, stopping Cat and Long at the same time. POISE now have an incredible amount of map control as well to work with. Capsy makes his way up on site, catches Pop-Tarts.
Round starting. Get ready.
Touch Grass going for a similar push here. Again, I'm going to say 2 probably going cat, 3 going long. They love this sort of default pushes. Billiam. Oh my god, Billiam. I think you need to put the sniper down, bud. Femzy swinging long. Oh, now backing off. I think POISE are confident it's another B here. They're seeing that utility on Catwalk as well. Pop-Tarts making his way up. Cat, Billiam swings. Pop-Tarts catching Billiam. Infused on the refrag. 6-or on the refrag for that. As now we're seeing the entirety of Touch Grass shifting towards mid, catching 2. It's just down to Femzy now, who's stuck in ladder. That's a great shift there from Touch Grass. They did get the picks that they wanted on Cat, but they just decided to rotate anyways, and I think they caught off the entirety of POISE who were in mid. MK closing out the round, catching Femzy. Very nicely played there from Touch Grass. I'm gonna, kudos to the IGL of their team. That was a great call. A slam coming out from Touch Grass. Oh, a great nade there. Prodigies only catches 1 somehow. Billiam with a sniper pick. Okay. LMK's like crouching between 2 people. I don't even know what to commentate here. That's the round over for Touch Grass. Yeah. The push just completely shut down there by POISE. Very nicely done. The site players remained alive. They got the picks that they needed. Then the supporting help from the mid player Billiam with that sniper kill. That's just, It's a textbook defense there from POISE. Not much that Touch Grass can do apart from win those ones. Interesting to see 4 players going main, and Prodigy's literally slipped a nade onto their feet. Somehow only got 1. And now we're seeing 3 players going main. Another nade coming in here. Prodigy's catching LMK off guard. No nade pick for him this time, as now the backside player's down. It's just left to Prodigy's on site. Weird position, catches 1 off guard. Now Prodigy's in backside. Pan just aware of it. Pan now swinging Prodigies as he has to reload, but Femzy with an APC catching Pop-Tarts already. Pan now in the 1v3. Crosses. He is now on a sliver of health. Maybe not the best idea to cross there. Catches Billiam off guard. Femzy walks up close to him. Now, what? Huh? Please tell me someone was. Please tell me, like, if anyone saw Pan's, like, what? 1v1 for Pan, health advantage on the side of Infused Power. I am reeling from that one-hand kill that appeared to be through a wall on my screen. I don't know what you guys saw. Actually amazing there from Pan. Fair play to the guy. Infused just slowly making his way to long, it seems, as Pan is just hyper aware of Infused being anywhere else apart from long. Pan slowly making his way onto site. He's very cautious of A main, but now he's decided to abandon caution, go for the plant. I think he's very concerned about Infused being close and ready to swing. Pan now making his way onto backside, as Infused is just walking down long. Infused actually a good play here. He's got the health advantage to go long. Pan is jiggling it. I don't think he's seen Infused yet. But Pan is probably going mental. Infused now, nade comes out. Giving away his location. He's going to play this fast. Pan's going to play a little game of ring around the rosy. Goes for the swing. Infused as that shuts it down. Almost an incredible clutch there from Pan, a 1v3. That would have been, you know, one for the ages. But Infused health advantage, he's played that well. And he just shuts down Pan. He, you know, whilst even on high ping, he could afford to let Pan swing there, given the health advantage. I'm sure that his team let him know that, you know, Pan's on a, you know, little bit of health. And we see, that's a shame. That's a real shame. Infused crashing in spawn. Billiam with the sniper. He's holding this mid here. Pop-Tart swinging just at the right time. As now, just as Infused crashes, Touchgrass decides to go for a heavy mid. Billiam with the sniper just won't be able to respond to this. Infused now caught off in spawn. It's now 4v5. Making their way up. Cat Femzy sat on the barrel. Swings, Pop-Tart catches Femzy. Billiam's going to be there on the refrag with the sniper. He does manage to get that refrag. Gets a second with the sniper. That's 2 for Billiam. And he gets a third. But he just doesn't expect Pan to be right behind them. That is utter chaos. And amidst the chaos, Billiam 3 kills with the sniper, but Pan's there to close it out. I mean, I don't think POISE had any idea what was going on there. Touchgrass just completely bamboozled them. You see 2 players running out of main, and what? Scanners B long? You just don't expect that. A nice 3k there from Billiam, but you know, yeah, you're getting a shot on the back, mate, just because Touchgrass have outplayed them there on a macro level. Pop-Tart's fighting out sniper in mid, but let's go to Femzy, close on long, Infused stacking with him behind. Actually, Capsy stacking with him behind. Femzy gets one through the smoke. Touchgrass now rotating into mid. I think they're going to pull out as POISE do regain their 5th player. And now Touchgrass going for A. Billiam getting a pick with the sniper on Cat. Someone stop this man with the sniper. God. Pan, Brocknan now pushing A main. Brocknan so aware, so ready for it. As LMK just found himself a little corner in mid to sit in. Catches Femzy, 2v2. Billiam getting LMK with a sniper. Oh my god, someone stop him from sniping everybody. Now Brocknan in a 1v2 backside. He's got the health and positional advantage. But Billiam's got a sniper. And Billiam with the sniper catches Brocknan. My god, I think that's a 4k for Billiam, if not an ace. Very, very well played there for him. On a sliver of health, he's actually done something with the sniper for once. I am one of the main people to go and critique him for running this. I think it's a troll gun. I think you could do the same thing you wanted with an AK almost, but you know, fair play to him. He's making it work, and you know, POISE coming out on top, 4-2. Based on the round calculations, I think, you know, they only actually need 2 rounds to win, but they and we want to see them win the map, or you know, hopefully Touchgrass can maybe pull it back. Pop-Tart's getting some good tags onto mid. Is now Touchgrass pushing along once again. Pan getting the pick with the nade. Femzy trying to refrag, just can't find it. The 6-0 makes his way up Cat, now rotating just back down to Cat. Femzy is stuck on the ladder. Billiam with the pick with the sniper. Pop-Tart's there to shut down the sniper play though. Pop-Tart's getting freaksy. Pan getting prodigies. Did Pop-Tart's just try... Femzy getting Pan. 1v2. Femzy getting Pop-Tarts as well. 1v1. There's his penis as well. Pre-fire come out. Doesn't get it. One hand! Brocknan there to shut it down. There is some form of mind control going on here. Is Psychillo watching this? What is happening? Femzy accidentally swinging with only one hand on his gun. We saw Pop-Tarts standing on site attempting to defuse whilst on attack, by the way. This is... I'm so confused by that round. There is a lot of crazy stuff happening in this match, as now we're seeing POISE pushing into mid. And Billiam with the sniper! Again! Not getting the second though. 6-0 there on the refrag. Prodigy's clearing out lower tunnels. Prodigy's with a great flick up on 6-0. Oh my god, yeah, there's too much to speak about. Femzy dying on long. It's now 2v3. LMK going back to mid. Prodigy's is aware of it though. LMK coming out with the pre-fires, but he's about to be double swung. And there's Capsy to get the refrag onto Prodigy's. Pan now also making his way to the top of long. He's going to fight this mid flank first, I think, but Infused is there on Ninja to shut Pan down. What a round there from Poise to finish out their defense. Slight recap over the round. We see Billiam instantly getting a sniper pick onto the mid player. Prodigy's clearing out all of A main, so Poise can just all rotate straight to B. You know, mix of trades on long, as you usually see when you're stacking long. That's sort of just expected. As now we see first pistol round for Poise, A slam once again. LMK's made his way all the way up into mid. He's got so much info from that. Femzy, the sole defender of LT. Now we see Brock now getting a nade pick on main. 6-0 getting one through the smoke. William getting one with the SMG on backside. Swings into 3 though and will not find the pick. Femzy, 1v4, pistol round. And Pan's there to shut it down. Lovely Glock 1 tap from Pan.
Round starting. Get ready.
What a map this has been so far. Absolute chaos on both fronts. Some very interesting plays going on. William finally deciding to drop the sniper. I think his teammates have told him to actually start playing the game. See LMK sitting in spawn holding a interesting angle. About to fight William on that. Poise going for a bit of a default here. LMK getting some good tags. Femzy getting the cat player. Now making his way up cat. Pan shutting down Infused on long. Femzy is out cat. Touchgrass have a lot of players under sight. Catsy getting one. Refrag though by LMK and Pan on the double swing. Billiam getting a pick in mid as well. LMK getting one, getting a second. Just down to Billiam now in the 1v2. And LMK with the pre-fire on the most disgusting pixel on Rocket. I love those kind of peaks. You know, LMK, he put his arms in weird positions, using that smooth crouch to get a head peek on the position he really shouldn't. I think, that's a very nice peek there, and a lovely angle to hold. And that's Touchgrass now, tying things up, 5-5. Poise, once again, leaning towards the B side. LMK is pushing up mid here. Sees Femzy. Now makes his way into LT, but Poise there going all B long. Brute force approach here. They're really going for it now. Pan swing gets one. Prodigy's getting one on underpass. Pan now making his way into sight on default. Femzy with a lovely smoke bang onto Pang though, as 6-0 getting Billiam as he crosses. Prodigy's on that refrag, or getting a pick of his own, I suppose. A different player. Now just down to 6-0 and LMK. LMK's already made his way down long. Catches Freaksy off guard. It's now a 2v2. Sixor making his way through underpass slowly. LMK doing some horrendous form of a peek on long. I love to see it. He's found some utility now, smoking off that Penis player. He's going to have to rotate. Coughs come out. LMK knows he's Penis. Good swing from Femzy there, getting LMK though. Now it's just down to 6-0. 6-0 getting one now, 1v1. Prodigy's on a sliver of health. But 6-4 thinks he's long. Looking now back at Cat. And the one hand comes in from 6-4. Oh my god, what a defuse that was. Prodigy's on such little health. It is such a shame. But there's not much you can do there. 6-4 just deciding to one hand last second, whips out the MK, and he does hit the shot. Very, very nicely played there from 6-4. As Poise dropping a player once again. I think that's Infused crashing. Another 4v5. I think Poise have been in a 4v5 a lot of the rounds today, which is a shame to see. Femzy getting info that one isn't spawn. We're going to see Pop-Tarts push down Cat here, maybe to help the player stuck in spawn. Femzy now completely ditching it and going to mid. We're going to look at Pan on long. Good nade. Catches Pan. That just bounced off a rocket to get Pan. Very nice to see. Okay, getting caught going ladder. They know he's stuck there now. And okay, swings gets 2. They're not ready for him to be up on sandbags. Guys, you saw him go ladder. Prodigy's for the refrag. Can't find it. LMK is just torn through 3 of them. And now it's just down to Femzy in a 1v4. Good shots coming out here, but 6-4 to close it out from Femzy. Touch grass now 7-5 up. They are pulling away with the lead a little bit in this 4v5. LMK once again pushing up mid. I feel like POISE haven't really been adjusting for this. Maybe there we go. Billiam shut down LMK. Good heading. See, that's what you do when you put the sniper away. Pop-Tart push down Cat. He's about to run into 2 POISE players. Good flash there, halting the push. But now POISE ready, pushing up. Pop-Tart gets 1. Billiam on the refrag. Now 3v2. POISE finally with the numbers advantage whilst having been in a 4v5. And now it's just down to 6-all. POISE have done very well there. They're working with the numbers disadvantage they have. Capsy there to shut down 6-all. It's a nice 2k there from Capsy with the AK. Catching those players in underpass. Billiam 16-9. LMK following closely behind on the other side 15-9. These 2 players, they've got the teams on their back. They're doing all the heavy lifting and we can tell. Same with last map, the star players Billiam and LMK once again. It's now POISE going for an A-slam. I think they're going to slow it down a little bit. Yes, they are. As Touchgrass are finally realizing, oh my god, we don't have a mid player. Rockdown with a lovely nade onto Femzy in main. Touchgrass now aware. 6-4 getting 2 on long. And that's the push done for POISE there. I mean, Capsy traded out. Not much you can do there. I feel a bit bad for Capsy. You know, I mean, it's hard in the 4v5. Kudos to POISE for, you know, giving it their best effort. But there's just not much you can do when you have that numbers disadvantage, and you just can't even make your way onto site, really. Touchgrass, they're looking so much stronger now than they were on map 1. I think POISE just played their Miru so well, and they just caught Touchgrass off guard. And they also managed to keep 5 players, which is very useful. Pan now about to swing into 4 players on long. He's used the smoke to close off 1. LMK with the nade to support Pan though. Prodigy's on the refrag. LMK though shutting Prodigy's down. Now a 2v4. Femzy there to get LMK 2v3. Femzy does have scanner. Billiam finally coming to support on long as well. Goes for a couple blind fires. They know their sandbags. Have a look at Billiam with the sniper. Flash comes out. Billiam now flash gets shut down by Pop-Tarts. And now it's just a 1v3 for Femzy. Catches the first. But Femzy, a sliver of health in a 1v2. Not much he can do here. I think, thinking about the game in general, I think POISE have won it. I think they would have liked to definitely come out with another map, and there's 6-4 to shut down Femzy. Touchgrass with a beautiful 2 maps to finish it off. They played very well on map 2 and 3. But POISE with that strong map 1, that's what won it for them. It's all about the round difference, and POISE got the round difference that they needed. So, attempting to do the maths in my head, that would be 23 to 22. 23 to, yeah. So that's about as close as you can get with a round difference game. What a game that was to watch. Thank you everybody for watching. I think there should be another game going on later today, if anyone wants to tune in. So just got some new information in tonight. We've got Riptide versus Outlaws coming in. That will be in an hour or so, I'm going to say. And then after that, we've also got Relentless versus Relentless 6. I would love to cast either of those games. Sadly, I will actually be playing Relentless versus Relentless 6, so please do tune in for that. I put on a good show in-game this time instead of casting. So thank you everyone for watching. Just before we go, massive shout out to the players in the league. You're what helps it run. The managers, they're doing such a great job with this as well. SkullVR, thank you for the sponsorship, of course. And thank you for all of you for watching. Can't do it without you. So I hope everyone has a great day, and